Alright, hey guys, Fiddle Ferret here, back for another manga first take. And today, I'm doing one that I liked a lot more than I thought I would. So, we're going to be looking at Fairy Tail, the Blue Mistral kind of spin-off, the Shojo spin-off series. So, I've seen before that there's been all these like Fairy Tail spin-off series, and I haven't really paid much attention to them. I've wanted to, but I never really thought I'll have to read them online probably if I want to see them at all, even though I don't really like reading manga online much at all. But then kind of out of the blue, I saw that this was coming out, and I just noticed that Kodansha, I believe, even licensed a couple, at least one more of the other Fairy Tail spin-offs, so I can't wait to see those, because I like this one a lot. So basically, as a basic story overview, for those of you that know the Fairy Tail series, obviously you're gonna want to have a basic knowledge of Fairy Tail, at least up until Wendy. So that's what I would recommend. I guess I'm trying to think if you have to have read Fairy Tail to get this. I kind of think you don't have to, but I would absolutely recommend it. I mean, somewhere around I think Wendy shows up. Probably if you read through like volume 17 by the look of it, of like Fairy Tail or so, you'd probably have enough information on Wendy to keep going. So this is basically a Shojo Wendy spin-off of Fairy Tail. And the art, Shojo has never been my favorite as far as art style goes, but this is absolutely perfect. This art style fits Wendy so well, actually, as a character, as well as Charla. The two of them actually make a really adorable pair in this. I've never really cared for Charla very much, but surprisingly enough, this actually made me appreciate Charla a little bit more. And so basically in this story, Wendy is going off on her first job by herself, and she ends up basically kind of all the people out back at the guild are kind of worried about her because Wendy is Wendy, and you know she's only 12, so they're all kind of worried about her. But it's interesting to see, you know, all the different characters in a shoujo style. It's kind of just an interesting thing, and it's kind of a cool little side note to all this. But Wendy just fits it perfectly. But so Wendy goes off on her first job, and they want a dragon slayer for this job, and she basically goes to this village to find out why these people have been disappearing. And she meets a young girl named Yoshino. And basically, they're both the same age, they're kind of the same type of character, so they balance out each other really well. So basically, the basic premise of the story is just them two, and especially Wendy, growing as a character, and also these two trying to figure out why people have been disappearing in this village. And so it's got a few of those more shoujo tropes in it. It like immediately adds in this guy character right here, and so obviously the cute younger guy that's their age immediately adds the love interest avenue, which makes sense because it's a shoujo, but I think they do it well. They don't overdo it, they don't shove it in your face. It's something that can appeal to both, you know, the shonen fans of Fairy Tail and the shoujo fans that like that genre. Like, I am a person that reads both every once in a while. Obviously I read more shonen, but every once in a while I like some good shoujo manga. Like I really like the series Library Wars. I think it's a really cool series, mostly because I just really like books, so I find it really interesting. But that's a shoujo that I've always liked. And so this one, it just goes really well. I've been sitting on this for a while. I just hadn't got a chance to read it yet. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like it. I ended up liking it a lot. I mean, it was the art style. I liked it so much more than I thought it would. It's a shoujo manga. But seeing as it's like set in the Fairy Tail universe, it just seems to add more to it because there's always so much action that ends up going on anyway. And so, especially the way like Charlotte looks, I think she just makes it look a lot better. And so basically, it's a cool, like, kind of, sort of, I don't want to say coming of age story, but it's just a story where, you know, Wendy is growing up as a character and really kind of taking that leap, as well as still holding the Fairy Tail theme and keeping true to your friends, and, you know, always taking help when you need it. And so there's just a character conflict a lot, especially with the male characters, and you just kind of find out, you know, there's a stone that Wendy comes across. She also comes across this body of this dead dragon. And so without giving away any more, it's an interesting story. The story was actually really well. It says the story is by Mashiyama. So, and the art is done by, I probably butcher this, but I believe it says Rui Watanabe. So, take that for what you will. I like this quote a lot. I can't wait to get the next one. I mean, I was glad to see at the end of the book that there would be another volume. I was worried that maybe this was just going to be a one-time, one-volume thing. I wasn't sure how long this was. I'm not expecting it to be very long, but it was something that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I thought did a good job of taking the two styles and making a very good story out of it. So after doing just some quick numbers in my head of adding up the points for story, characters, art, and just my own personal enjoyment, all adding up from 5-point categories, I'm going to award this fairy tale spinoff with a 14.6 out of 20. Now, I'm definitely also, and my recommendation for it would be definitely to buy it. I thought this was definitely worth the read, and I really look forward to more of them. So don't look into the numbers too crazy much. I'm still working out the number system that I'm rating these as. So if that seems low to you, I was just basing it off of a lot of also of the fact that what would I give the original fairy tale? And the original fairy tale would definitely get more than this. So I'm scaling it between other series I've rated. So 14.6 is still actually a really good rating in my opinion. I took just slight points off for just character and story, just because Wendy isn't necessarily my favorite character, and I thought the side characters were slightly predictable, and then the story also near the end was slightly predictable, but that didn't take anything away from my personal enjoyment of it, which I gave a very high rating. So don't look too far into the numbers. I just some random kid adding up some numbers before I gave a final verdict on it, but I'd definitely give it a buy at rating. So anyway guys, I've been Fatal Ferret, and I will see you back on the prowl next time. Bye bye.